living overseas opened this big old can of worms of me feeling completely displaced and not wanting to come back. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to another Love Luke's Logic video. I know it's been quite some time, but I'm back, and as you can tell, my background is completely different, and that is because we have moved. So clearly we need to catch up. Grab yourself a cup of tea because it will get real. To my loyal subscribers, thank you so much for just continuing to support this channel. And if you are new, and I just encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to join the L3 tribe. So let's get to the tea. The last few months have been trying for me. If you've been following us for some time and you've seen my downsizing closet video, we were anticipating orders and we got them. We made a permanent change of station to Germany. My orders actually dropped in October, and that's when all of the holiday festivities usually commence. What a perfect time to just gear up, pack up, and do a full move from one country to the next. Given the fact that we had about a month before we needed to be on a plane, I knew we needed to hit up the spots that we hadn't gotten around to yet and the places that we just knew we needed to come back to. There were limitations in place for us as far as movement goes, but first up, we took a quick trip to Seoul again, where we went to Gangnam. We went to the Seoul Tower. And we met up with some really good friends that I made during my tour there. I also knew we had to return to Everland because we were not going to be disappointed with the fall and Halloween decorations. I found an advertisement that was named Trick or Treat at Everland, but it turns out it was actually just an advertisement for Trick or Treat, but it wasn't the expectation of Trick or Treat like we were hoping. It was literally just a performance called Trick or Treat. And we kind of left a tad bit disappointed because Sky and I were expecting candy and we didn't get candy. We didn't get candy, but thankfully our base was able to provide a really cool trunk or treat event that happened outside, and we got more candy than we had bargained for. So it turned out all good. Speaking of Halloween, I got a little creative during that time because we were literally living out of a suitcase just to kind of feel like we made an attempt for a Halloween costume. We were just being mindful of the space that needed to be taken up in our suitcases, considering the fact that we were trying to keep it minimal as far as packing goes. So remember those wardrobe cleanup videos that I did a while ago? Well, I was seriously like working on that months and months in advance to take away from the madness that was about to take place when the packers and the movers came over to pack the place up. The one thing that seems to be very much inevitable is the fact that most of your toiletries, your liquids, your batteries, and of course your perishables aren't able to be packed up to be shipped off. So I tried my hardest to try and minimize that, but I swear I don't think I put a dent at all in the amount of things that I still had left over after the packers came to throw out or throw. So I'll be honest, I was not as excited to move away from South Korea. I was really trying to stay there for at least another year or so, there was so much unfinished business that I had yet to like explore. So I was really trying to prolong my time there, but COVID was a big factor as far as movement went. And then the military assignment system is a whole nother ball game. If we ever got another opportunity to go back and be stationed in Asia, anywhere, I would be hands down on the first thing smoking. Home is Memphis, Tennessee, and I was a little disappointed just because one, pandemic was not in control there, or under control. It's really not under control anywhere, to be honest. This is just something we have to learn how to live with at this point, I feel. I was trying to compress the window that we had of any kind of exposure in order to ensure that we got to Germany in a reasonable amount of time, because it's not good if you do a late reporting to your next destination. That was just me being responsible and just proactive in making sure that my unvaccinated daughter was able to, you know, maneuver from country to country and reduce those chances of contracting the virus. We came home for a very short time, spent time with family, and we also picked up our dog, Zoe.
I want to have some dinner. I want to have some dinner.
So what they talking about? What they talking about, love? What they talking about, Zoe? Who that?
That is also a part of our little tribe. And so yeah, and doing this solo, I wouldn't say entirely solo. Like, my family back in Georgia really made the transition for getting Zoe a whole lot less stressful than it could have been. But overall, it was still a lot. Yeah, I was not that excited to get to Germany. About the time that we got there, I was truly exhausted. Just think, we were literally living out of a suitcase in hotels from different homes, you know, couch surfing, eating out, like all of that stuff really weighs on you. I had a brain dump. Like, I had a moment where I finally found the time of day to just kind of sit down and record my thoughts. I'm gonna shut up and let y'all listen to the very raw and real thoughts.
I'm here because there's so much I feel like I have not said. So many things I still want to do, and I just don't have enough time in the day to do it, or the energy to do it. So I have been in Germany for the past 6 days, and it has literally been boots on the ground since I've gotten here. I spent 2 weeks of leave in my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee, and if you all don't know, or are just not a part of, you know, certain communities, then you would know that rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed in his hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. Now, granted, I probably have listened to his music and just didn't know who it was. I hardly ever listen to rap music these days. I live under a rock, honey. If it's not on my playlist and I just have not caught wind of, you know, certain key artists who would feature them, then I just don't know these people. I really wanted to come here just to kind of record, do a mental dump. It was actually the day that we left Memphis was the day that rapper got killed. And crazy enough, I had been in that area like the entire 2 weeks that I was at home. So it was a surprise to me to be that close to unseen danger. And that just goes to show how much I have been covered in this entire tour this entire time. Like my life has been covered, period. Mine and my child's. I was in that area the entire 2 weeks. It is rough at home. It is rough in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's sad to say that coming back home made me miss it, like, not at all. I didn't get a chance to see everyone who I wanted to see, but the people who I did see, I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity again to embrace them and to just say, hey. I was very heavy-hearted, like, walking away. And I feel getting a little emotional right now. I did not expect to do this. I'm sorry. I'm literally getting teary-eyed because home is Memphis, Tennessee. But ever since I left the country, it has not felt like home ever since. Like, living overseas opened this big old can of worms of me feeling completely displaced and not wanting to come back. I got to meet my new baby cousins. I got to spend time with, like, some people I really care about. And to not be able to, like, see them and, like, be a part of them through certain milestones, it sucks, because that is a real sacrifice, not being able to be around family like I want to because of my career choice. I hate that it has certain sacrifices like that, but at the same time, it just, this makes me go harder. You know, we have a lot of work to do. I know I have a covering over my life. I just felt so out of place just being there and just being around such ignorant people. And I was telling my uncle, I was like, yo, like, you know, when I'm in Korea, I really enjoy being in there. People are so nice. I was like, nah, I got stares, but it was stares out of curiosity. It wasn't ignorance or just hate. And then when I got back home, I was literally being stared at because it was just foreign. It was foreign to hear that a woman of color had, you know, spent some time in a different country. Her child was very well spoken, and I was getting stares. I was getting looked at. I was getting, you know, double takes. Y'all know my hair is like locked up, and I wasn't banding it. I wasn't tying it down. I was just letting her live, okay? Her best life. And so when people see me, they see this black woman, locked hair, big hair, you know, I had the puff going on with the curls, like, girl, just flourishing, right? And so they would see me, and then they would overhear my cousin or my daughter or somebody mention South Korea and Germany and blah, 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 and they would just stare. And it wasn't out of curiosity, it was just ignorance, like, you shouldn't be this far. There was almost like an expectation that you put on me based on how I'm looking, and because I don't meet that type of profile that you pinned on me, that you automatically labeled me as, you're offended. Like, you have a problem with that. Like, you're surprised that, you know, me and my daughter went up to the gate when they called for active duty military. You were not expecting that, you know what I mean? And so I don't miss the States. If I can find a way to get out, live my best nomadic life with my child, and be able to, like, continue to enjoy the country and just live and be and create, I would be more than happy to do that. I am more than happy to sell all of this junk that I call my own and just kind of be free. Catch a flight somewhere, get settled somewhere, and just live. I am constantly being reminded that I am here where I'm where I am supposed to be. And so I'm just going to continue to go off of everything that is pointing me back to, you are here for a reason. Just so you guys know, like, it's not always glamorous at all when it comes to this kind of lifestyle, because PCSing, as exciting as it can be, it is also the most stressful time, I feel,
for any military family. Medical, financial, cars, home, house, you know, all of this stuff. So there was so much that was weighing on my shoulders, and then having to do all of that on my own, it was just a lot. Maybe my mind will change in 3 to 5 years, who knows, but that is literally where I am right now. I'm really experiencing a shift in my mindset as far as what success looks like for me. And so I'm really starting to redefine my new normal and what that looks like as it stands. That's kind of where my headspace is. So I say all of that to say, I am back. I have been out for quite a minute, okay? More like a 4-month minute, but it was a very much needed break. I just needed to stop and regroup. Y'all, you know, life just happens and it hits you, and when it hits you, it's just kind of hard to pull yourself out of the rut you found yourself in, but I feel like I'm finding my way back out. In the coming weeks, you'll see a lot more footage from Korea that I just never got around to editing. So I do want to take the time to do that before I begin a new chapter, just a clean slate in my storage. So bear with me as I get these videos out. Stay tuned for fresh content here on the channel. I am back, ready to go, fully inspired and motivated to just continue doing this. And I'm happy to share, you know, the things that we are doing to maintain the L3 household here, okay? Let's stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Halloween and fall decorations. Blah, 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 blah.